2:24 p.m. West Coast time, still the 3rd of November 2023. I'll tell you something, talking to another person who's got the first name of Dave. Oh, it's like I'd like to do a whole complete letter to my brother, and it's not enough gigabytes out there to let him know how much I miss this son of a bitch. Ma could be a bitch sometimes, but she was also a mother. There's some things I could talk to him in private, and other things I probably talk to him in public. And it's hard as hell to deal with people with the first name of David, because it reminds me too much of my own David. And yeah, it's been a trigger day today. A major trigger day today. This has been driving me nuts to a point where I couldn't even try to get myself together. What you were hearing in background was MSNBC. Sorry. Politics and crap going on right now as it is. But for me personally, I'm still going through stuff. I could blame people left and right for it, but there's no need to. I'm still going through the emotional trauma right now as it is. I've seen war right now happening, and it's scary as hell. I've seen politics happening right now, and they're pissing me off. But when we talk about someone who's undergoing grieving, mourning, and he's got to talk to the reporters about certain things that the survivors of a shooting is going through, it's like, oh my God, I wish I was over there right now. It'd be triggering me left and right, but at least I'd be crying with them. No, I don't know what it's like to having a person ripped out in front of you. I know what it's like to transport a person who's having a hard time breathing and going to a hospital, and he's already wheeled in as a corpse. And the only thing I can do is yell at a damn corpse in an emergency room and damn near get thrown out, because I'm starting to shock and awe of the grieving process right there. It hits you in the gut, and you can't even breathe half the time, and your brain's exploding because you can't deal with the image of in front of you that your loved one is gone. They're gone. And the only thing I feel at that point is anger, shock, fear, confusion, confliction. The grieving and the pain doesn't kick in until a little bit later on. Wait until the numbness ends off, and then you start going through it. And then you have the anniversaries coming up. And that really starts the roller coaster on that one. Because it's almost never ending every time you keep coming across the damn triggers. My God, every holiday that my family has celebrated, anything regarding birthdays, sobriety anniversaries, death anniversaries. It's like I can't get past this damn shit for anything. And once I get started in the process, I'm thinking of anybody and everybody that I missed. And let's add on to the continuation of the crying cycles and bawling my head off and keep praying and pleading to God, just forgive me for going through this damn thing. This most human thing that we can ever go through in our lives is mourning those that we lost. It doesn't matter if it's a pet. It doesn't matter. Well, a pet's a family member, but it's still, someone. And friends, extended family members. Items are one thing. I can feel a little bit of grief about that one and feel depressed about it. And believe me, I've gone through that a few times, but I feel the depression, but I don't feel the urge to cry my eyeballs out every time I get triggered left and right. Especially when I keep talking about the triggers that deal with my family here. Deal with Ma, deal with David, deal with their life, deal with their death, deal with memories. My God. I am so out of it right now, it's not even funny. It's not even funny. And I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know how anybody else would deal with it. And the thing is, I'm seeing people dealing with it on a massive scale. Now, every one of us has to deal with it. But something, we just don't talk to anybody else about the damn crap in the first place. It's just crazy. It's crazy. So what do I have to do right now for it? Nothing. I have to let the process go. I have to grieve it out. I have to cry it out. I have to pray and bawl it out. I have to be depressed about it. Despite the fact that I've got things still need to be done at this point over here, I have to find the strength necessary to get it done when my brain and my spirit is quieted down. I can actually concentrate on stuff. But right now, I am so damn frazzled, it's not even funny. And tried sending a letter out to the President of the United States about this one. Some people say, "You're insane!" Maybe. But if I could get a letter over to the guy, I'd say, "Look, I know you're feeling. Trust me. Bo and you, me and my brother, me and my mother, dealt with it when we were a lot younger when we were able to. We get a lot older, it's worse. Because now we're realizing we're losing time here, and maybe part of it is still crying out to be part of them. I'm not the only one out there that's going through it. I mean, a hell of a lot of people are getting started or continuing this damn process. I tell you, there's probably a beast out there that's having fun with this shit. He's having a field day over this crap over it. Loves pain, loves misery, loves blood, and loves death. Seen too much of it in a lot of places. Over my lifetime, I've seen too much of it. Maybe on a television screen, but I've also heard stories from other people who've lost people. It's not fun. It's not fun dealing with that kind of reality. Some people make a joke about it one way or another. Hell, somebody was making a joke about it online, dealing with President Biden and his blanking out, especially when he's at a function of talking to survivors of a shooting. I'm looking at his face. Fox News was making a field day of it. They were just joking about it. They were laughing about it. They were smiling about it. He's old age. He's a doddering old man. He can't remember shit. I'm looking at his face. It's like, damn, if I could just reach out through the screen and just hug the bastard. Oh my God, I'd hug the son of a bitch. But he'd be too frail. He'd be way too frail. I could hug the people who are going through the stuff if I was there. I could tell, no, I don't know what it's like to lose a person when it comes down for gunshots suddenly. I know what it's like to be a caregiver. I know what it's like to have a friend commit suicide and make changes a person that way. Or a guy being rushed over to the hospital and dies in process. Being wheeled out as a meat bag or something. And then have to see him in that condition after they take everything out of him. He's just lying there on a gurney. And I don't know how to deal with that shit. I didn't know how to deal with that one. Oh my God. I hurt like a son of a bitch over that bastard. Sometimes I try to talk about it when I'm actually in the mood for it. And then I get out of the mood because I'm getting into the zone. The roller coaster and then the depression zone on this one. And it's like I want to hide somewhere because it hurts like a bastard. It's like I know what you guys are feeling when it comes down for death. A lot younger, stronger, you deal with the Hollywood veneer and the facade and try to tell people that you're doing okay. But after that, you're screwed. That's how I'm feeling. That's how I'm feeling right now. And I can't deal with it. But I'm struggling with it. That's the only thing I know how to do is struggle with the damn thing. What else am I supposed to do? I don't know how to tell the general public about this. They have to go through their own damn process at this point over here. Probably feel like they're all alone. Believe me, trust me, I'm in that situation right now as it is. And dealing with people online, I'm trying to feel connected to through people online because I need the strength and support just to carry on. And if I do have any family and friends who are watching, at least let them know that I'm still having one of those days. Some days I can function, and other days I'm wiped out. Yeah, I see President Biden with his face being wiped out, and before he even talks to the people, I see that look on his face. Damn, he's going through Bo again. He's feeling it hard, and I cannot blame him on this. I cannot blame him on this because there's no way malignancy ate him to the bone. You know, I can't even watch certain shows or act like a lot of shows these days because we have dealing with death, loss, and then at the end of the time we're supposed to be getting together and try to commiserate with each other, and it's supposed to be somewhat of a plausible ending or a survivable ending. Me, on the other hand, I'm torn apart. Can't watch the damn show sometimes, but I do. Only because I fall in love with the damn characters and everything else. When you're watching shows and you're... Sorry, my neck is giving me shit. Yeah, don't start mentioning a chiropractor on me. I damn near had one kill me. It's the reason why I never liked the medical establishment in the first place. In order to cure you, we got to kill you. Put you on a rolling machine. Oh, this helps straighten out your back. I couldn't get off the damn thing. I should have called 911 on that damn thing. You can get up. There's a long story on that damn thing, that's for sure. That's a longer video. So yeah, I've got issues on top of issues on top of issues. And it still freaks and upsets me a bit. Anyway, I'll be putting this back on the flash drives, transferring it to the other computer so I can get it through the internet, not to YouTube, onto my channel. I've been having a lot of issues. I've been doing a lot of videos, responses to other things and what other people are saying. Made a wrong comment on YouTube, so now they've banned me for one day. Can't comment. I can post, but I can't comment. I'm not going to stress. Now over that anyway. Okay, enough bellyaching about that one here. Time to hear about Tuberville.
Jobs in the military for 20 hours a day are no different than the job he, quote, did for years, which was the job of a football coach. It's a shocking thing to think, let alone say out loud, particularly since Tuberville's hold on military promotions over the Pentagon's abortion healthcare policies would cause people like Marine Corps Commandant Eric Smith to have to juggle multiple military leadership positions, which he was doing without complaining until he was hospitalized this week after suffering a heart attack. And now Tuberville's Senate colleagues, the Republican ones, are fed up with him and the grandstanding, and they're trying to find ways to work around him. Yesterday, the Senate confirmed 3 nominees. The Tuberville had been holding up, but as the Associated Press reports, quote, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said Thursday he was pleased that the Senate confirmed the 3 officers, but, quote, we still have more than 370 superbly qualified leaders who have seen their nominations unnecessarily stalled, he said. As we face a variety of urgent challenges, the most powerful fighting force in history must be at full strength. Joining me at the table, the founder of Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America and host of the Independent Americans podcast, Paul Rykoff, is back. Wow.
Yeah. Happy Friday.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do a segment every week called This Week in Stupid, starring Senator Tommy Tuberville. I mean, every day he finds a new way to double down on stupid. I mean, he's ridiculous, he's radical, he's extreme. I think he's the most dangerous member of the Senate because of the extreme way he's pushing his culture war on the military, and he's just mucking up the works. I've been a football coach. I'm still a football coach. We have a playoff game next week, and I've been a soldier. The two aren't even close, and to compare the two just is double down on the insulting nature of what he's doing. I've got 8-year-olds who know more about leadership and setting an example than Tommy Tuberville, and I think what's happening now is actually maybe a sign of some positivity, because we've been talking about who's going to do something about this. Tommy Tuberville might be the one thing uniting Democrats and Republicans right now. Finally, the dam is broken. Dan Sullivan, Joni Ernst, Lindsey Graham is now even looking good compared to Tommy Tuberville. That's happening because they're uniting around one thing, and maybe that's a silver lining in this, that we can finally see some common ground for Republicans and Democrats to work together against extremists.
I hate when people say, why doesn't the military speak up? They do enough, right?
Yeah.
But who takes this case to the country?
I think we're doing it right now. I think Lloyd Austin's been doing the best he can. I think he's been picking his spots. I think he's a brilliant Secretary of Defense, and he's very, very smart in the way he approaches these political situations. 7 former Secretaries of Defense have spoken out. Admiral Mike Mullen, who I think is one of the finest leaders of our time, the former Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, has spoken out. Everybody's spoken out. But the key now that's moving the needle is moderate Republicans who are also veterans. All those folks I mentioned have served in uniform, and they're making a dent. Tuberville's feeling the pressure. You want to see what a quarterback looks like under pressure? It's Tuberville, being surrounded by the media, being surrounded by his colleagues. They got him against the ropes, and I think they just got to keep the pressure on, because right now we've got 2 aircraft carriers off the coast of the Middle East. We've got American drones operating over Gaza. We've got Marines at the embassy in Israel. We've got Marines on the ground right there, and they don't have a commandant. They don't have a commandant, right? Because he had a heart attack, and this guy wants to compare being a football coach or being the commandant of the Marine Corps. It's adding insult to stupidity, but it's vintage Tommy Tuberville.
It's important to, I think, always level up to, just because Republicans are now in agreement, some of them, the ones you named, it's still not solved. I mean, he still controls this, and they still don't have a pathway to confirming all of the appointees. How does that logjam break?
With strategy. I think we've talked about this. There have been a lot of folks whining on cable news and in the Senate. What's the actual strategy? They're finally talking about changing the rules. Schumer's talking about that, and now it looks like he's got Republican support. This is about our national security. If we have to change the rules to respond to extremism in the military, we do it. Our politics has to be able to respond as well. So I think this is an example of a failure of imagination, a failure of strategy, and it's on Schumer, it's on McConnell, it's on the president, it's on all of them to find a strategy to neutralize this guy, because he's doing more to damage our national security than anybody else out there, with the exception of maybe Trump. Hamas loves seeing this. Putin loves seeing this. And every day our enemies are celebrating this extreme person. I've called Senator Redneck. I mean, this guy is so extreme. He's so out of touch. He wants to drag us back to the 1800s.
It was remarkable to see a Republican senator making the argument that our enemies love this, that everyone watching loves this. You're going to stick around. We're going to shift gears. We'll head to the Middle East, where U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is taking the Biden administration's message to Israel's leaders, telling them, we've got your back, but you do need to take steps to protect Palestinian civilians living in Israel. We'll have a live report next.
Yeah, welcome to MSNBC, Dateline White House on this one here. I'll be finding more stuff to do about this one here, because this is going to be crazy. Here I'm trying to focus on my own damn emotions getting the best of me at this point while I'm talking about them. And this situation happens here. But unfortunately, this is important. This is important. Welcome to my life.